Hey guys, Nabil here. It's finally going to be settled. The battle that we've been waiting for and we wanted to see for a very long time, and that is Ryu versus Akuma, or Goki in Japanese. This is a battle between two enemies that have been at each other's throat for as long as these characters were introduced, since the introduction of Akuma or Goki in Street Fighter Alpha as a boss, and then Alpha 2 as a playable character. Now, I'm not talking about the game per se. I'm talking about the comics. Udon Comics, as you probably know, have done the amazing job of adapting Street Fighter into a coherent story. The comic started 20 years ago, believe it or not, and it's just been an amazing journey so far. I remember reading the first book. I still have it actually in my library, and it's just so great to see them doing these game justice. Now, they announced a new comic book, which is Street Fighter Masters Akuma versus Ryu. And why does it matter if you're not even into the comics and you're just interested by the lore of the game? Well, the reason I'm saying that, and first of all, let's talk about what this story is about. Let's see what they showed here in terms of what the story of this comic is going to be. Udon Entertainment presents Street Fighter Masters Akuma versus Ryu. Throughout the history of Street Fighter, the ultimate rivalry has raged. Now, the final fight will reach its epic conclusion. Akuma, Ryu, both of these tortured world warriors are now at the peak of their power, wielding unimaginable abilities. When the dust settles on this battle, only one fighter will be able to plant his feet on the earth to fight another day. So they're clearly saying this is their last battle. Now, why does it matter if you're not maybe into the comics and you're just interested in the games? Well, it's because as of late, the Street Fighter comics did catch up to the Street Fighter 6 and are actually in the same continuity right now. Remember, the Street Fighter 6 Prelude comic that was official by Capcom and Udon is actually in the same universe as the comic. So while the comic started in a different timeline, if you will, they now converge into almost one. So this story also coincides with the addition of Akuma to the Street Fighter 6 roster. We don't know the date yet, but the comic is coming in February, so maybe it's going to be around the same time. And this is, again, they specifically said it's in the timeline of Street Fighter 6. So this is a grown-up Ryu, Master Ryu, as we've seen in the Street Fighter 6 World Tour, is going to fight Akuma. So, and Akuma is actually looking, although they showed few covers, one of them shows both Ryu and Akuma in their Street Fighter 6 costumes. Now, I'm very excited to see where this is going to lead. Lately, Udon has been doing an amazing job of reviving the Street Fighter comics. They started with the Street Fighter 6 comic, and then we had few comics that were released in the Masters line. Now, the Street Fighter Masters is more of a like standalone comic issues. It's not a series, it's just one standalone issue that tells a story within the continuity. The last one that was released, I have it right here, and it's the Street Fighter 6 Evolution. I just received this from Udon. And this is the story of has the story about Rashid, as well as Aki, the latest DLC character for Street Fighter 6. It also has a backup story, or basically a story about Kami and DJ, as well as the adaptation of when Luke met Jamie, which is kind of similar to what we've seen in the World Tour, but it's in a comic form. And again, one thing about the Udon comics, it's the quality of the art, the stories, and even the comic. I've been doing a lot of going almost digital for comics, but lately I'm going back to paper. It's just the quality is top notch as usual. So I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with the Street Fighter Akuma Masters Akuma versus Ryu. They also announced another Masters issue, which is about Kimberly, how she met Guy, and I think it's going to be her origin story, how she went into Metro City. She went to college into Metro City, as we've seen in the Street Fighter 6, and that's where she met the Bushinryu Master Guy. So I think that's what it's gonna be about. Also, we have some covers that you can see in here. Looks pretty cool. Udon has also released a Street Fighter Omega, which is a book that is actually kind of interesting. It's not a story per se, it's more of a set of covers, and each cover pretends to be like a cover of a series or a story. Now, it's a double-edged sword because I love the art, I love the covers, and also at the end of that issue, they say the stories behind each cover, and the stories are actually canon to the story and bring the Street Fighter cast or the Street Fighter story to the Street Fighter 6 timeline. The issue with that is that I really want to see the details of the stories, not just the covers. So hopefully, those covers are going to be developed in time for some more series. Some of them are really great ideas, it's just like the Ninja Wars, and I really wanted to see that. So hopefully we're gonna get that. And again, if you're not familiar with the Street Fighter comics or the lore, one particular book, again from Udon, because these guys have been doing all kinds of Street Fighter books, is the Street Fighter World Warrior Encyclopedia. It's actually this is the latest version. We might be getting another version after we have more characters in Street Fighter 6. So this one is up to Street Fighter 5, and it's actually this is hardcover again, pretty cool. So it opened Remy. So you have all the characters from Street Fighter and their story and lore. So it gives you brings you up to speed. El Fuerte, dude. Like, what are the odds to get El Fuerte? But yeah, it's pretty awesome again. So really excited about Street Fighter Masters, Ryu vs Akuma. Again, I love this one. Very short stories. It's not really like a long running story. It's more of an introduction to Aki, introduction to Jamie and Luke, and again bringing everything together into the Street Fighter 6 now timeline, which is now the same as the comics timeline, which is I think it's really smart. So, what do you guys think? Are you excited to learn and see the final battle between Ryu and Akuma? Now, just a reminder again, this is not the first time we're gonna see a final battle between Ryu and Akuma. The first time we saw that is in the amazing Street Fighter Ryu final manga, which was an adaptation of Street Fighter 3. That manga was translated by Udon a few years ago. Unfortunately, you can't find it now in stock. I'm lucky to have it. I also have the Japanese version, which was re-released a couple of years ago, and by Masahiko Nakahira, who actually did an amazing job of adding so much to the lore of Street Fighter. And in that story, spoilers, that Akuma was killed at the end. Ryu didn't want to do that, but their battle, their power collided, and at the end, the explosion caused Akuma's body to disintegrate. Now, I'm not sure how this is gonna end in the comic version, but again, very, very excited. Pre-orders are up, link in the description to go and learn more, and then you can pre-order the these books as well as which cover you want. They showed many covers. I know which one I'm gonna get. But yeah, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Do you follow the Street Fighter comics? Are you excited about this final battle between Ryu and Akuma? Let me know all that and more in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.